Hey guys, sorry to cut that other one short. Let's go ahead and pick up and get moving. All right, so we have to multiply and simplify. The only thing that you need to know before you multiply is that they have to be of the same root. And if you'll notice, each and every one of these six problems, they all are either both square roots or both cube roots. Let's go ahead and do number 22, just because it looks the hardest. We've got negative cube root 2x squared y squared times 2 cube root 15x to the fifth y. All right, so we're going to keep the outside stuff, quote unquote, outside. So we've got negative 2 on the outside. And then on the inside, we have 2 times, all right, I've got that number down. And I want to do this one, since I want to keep the numbers together, like terms together. 15 is the same as 3 times 5. X squared, 1, 2. 2y's, 1, 2. So x squared, y squared, we're taken care of. Now x to the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a y. Okay, so we need groups of 3. Only 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, and 3. So we need to pull 1, 2 x's out, and then a y. So this becomes negative 2x squared y cube root of 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, and the only thing that we are left with underneath that radical with respect to the variable is x. And there you go, that's it. Okay. Now divide and simplify. Assume that all variables are positive. Let's go ahead and do number 25. For some reason it's jumping out at me. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is see if I can simplify before I do anything else. So I'm going to make this one big radical. So we have 56 x to the fifth, y to the fifth, all over 7xy. Okay, well 7 and 56 have a like factor of 7. So we're going to cancel out that 7, that leaves 1. Cancel out that 7, that leaves 8. When we're dividing powers, we subtract the exponents. So 5 minus 1 is going to give us 4. 5 minus 1 here is also going to give us 4. So now what we have left is the square root of 8x to the fourth, y to the fourth. But we're not done yet, because this 8, right, can be rewritten as 2 times 2 times 2, and then we have x to the fourth and y to the fourth. I'll make that look a little bit more like an x. Okay, there we go. All right, now we want to take pairs or groups of 2. So we've got 2 2's, 2 x's, 2 x's, 2 y's, 2 y's. So we are going to pull out a 2 x's, and 2 y's. So that would be 2x squared, y squared. And then the square root of 2. Now that's done. All right, going on to questions from 7-3. Add or subtract if possible. And what that means is if you can bring it together as one term, do so. But if you can't, then you can't. The only one that is, not the only one, one of them that's not possible is this one, and it's because this is a cube root and this is a square root. So this would be the answer. Same with this one. Your answer would be 14 root x plus 3 root y. You cannot bring those together any further. Let's take a look at number 2. So we have 6 cubic root of 3 minus 2 cubic root of 3. Since these are the same, you just do 6 minus 2, which is 4, and then you have cubic root of 3, and that's your answer. Okay. Rationalizing the denominator. Let's go ahead and do 26, right? When we rationalize the denominator, we need to multiply any radical expression by its conjugate. And the conjugate is formed by taking the same terms but making it the opposite sign. So this is 2 minus 2 root 8, so we're going to do 2 plus 2 root 8. And the same with up top. Okay, now we just FOIL up top. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 2 root 8 is 6 root 8. Root 8 times 2 is 2 root 8. And root 8 times 2 root 8 is going to give us 2 times 8, because root 8 times root 8 is root 64, which is just 8. Now we have 2 times 2, which is 4, and then minus 2 root 8 times 2 root 8 is going to give us 4, and then times that 8, because 2 times 2 is 4, root 8 times root 8 is 8. Okay, so now we want to clean this up a bit. 2 times 8 is 16. 4 times 8 we know is 32. 4 minus 32 is negative 28. Now, these need to be addressed as well because root 8 is not in simplest form. All right, so looking at this, we have 6. Let me erase that. Here, we have 6 plus 16. That's where I wanted to go with that. 6 plus 16 is 22, plus 6 root 8 plus 2 root 8 is 8 root 8, and then all over negative 28. Okay, we still need to address that situation. So what we're going to do is over here off to the side, root 8 is the same as 2 times 2 times 2. So that means we take a pair of 2's, bring it out front, and we have 2 root 2. So instead of that being root 8, we have 2 root 2. 8 times 2 is 16. So the answer is going to be 22 plus 16 root 2 all over negative 28. Is there a like factor between these terms? You bet, they're all even. So we can divide a 2 out, which then leaves us with 11 plus 8 root 2 and divided by negative 14. And this is your final answer. Okay, so that was a lot of different things combined into that one problem. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay. This is just, there's a question from the top 4, and there's other division problems within this section. Okay, so just simplify. Let's do number 30. All right, square root of 75. I know that this is 3 times 25. This is 18, which is 3 times 6, also 9 times 2. And I know this one is 16 times 2, because you want to look for your biggest square root factor if you're going in that particular direction. All right, so for 75, let's go ahead and write that out even for the 3 times 5 times 5, minus 4 times 3 times 3 times 2, plus 2 times 4 times 4 times 2. Now we could break this down a little bit further, but it would be pointless because we want to just find pairs of numbers. So we found a pair of 5s, there's a pair of 3s, there's a pair of 4s. And we can bring that out front of it with those numbers. And here we go. This one's going to be 5 root 3 minus 4 times 3 root 2 plus 2 times 4 root 2. Well, we know 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Finishing this up, 5 root 3, 12 root 2, 8 root 2. Well, these two are like terms. So that's going to be 5 root 3. Negative 12 plus 8 is going to give us negative 4. So that'll be negative 4 root 2. All right. Moving on to 7-4. Write each expression in radical form. I would do one like this, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's not one like that on your test. They're all fraction ones. So let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, t to the negative 3/4. This negative tells me I need to flip it immediately, right? Flip the base, would be more explicit. And then this is going to be your power of the base, and this is going to be your root. So all of that information, that's what that radical, or what that exponent tells me. So this gives us 1 over t to the 3/4, which is the same as 1 over the 4th root of t cubed. Now this is not proper because we have a radical in the denominator, but they are wanting you to put it in this particular form. Okay? All right. Let's get the last one on this section. Let's do 32. I'm sorry, 34. All right, 32 to the negative 4/5. Again, this negative tells you to flip the base. So we have 1 over 32 to the 4/5. This is your power. This is your root. So we have 1 over 5th root of 32 to the 4th. Okay, so we're going to need to expand this out in order for that to be simplified. So we have 32 times 32 times 32 times 32. Alrighty. 32 is the same as, let's do 8 times 4. And then we have 2 times 2 times 2, and then 2 times 2. Hey, that's 5 2s. So if that's 5 2s, then this would also be 5 2s. And this one would be 5 2s. And this one would be 5 2s. So we're looking for groups of 5. So we're going to group up those 5 and pull each one out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So this ends up being 1 over 8. Wow, that made it a whole lot easier. The other way to do this one is to know that 32 is the same as 2 raised to the 5th power. And then that would give you 1 over, whoops, 1 over 2 to the 5th raised to the 4/5, and the 5s would cancel out, and you would have 1 over 2 to the 4th, which I'm just realizing I made a mistake over here. That's 1 over 16, which is what this would be over here, not 1 over 8. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Duh. So this is 1 over 16. My apologies. All right, there you go. Moving on to 7, 5.